Okay guys, I was literally just editing this video and putting a picture of Conor Gallagher on there when I saw an article saying that West Ham United have asked Chelsea if they can loan Conor Gallagher for this season. Now Conor Gallagher has said no, but this could put an even greater impetus on what this video is all about. I just thought I'd let you know. Check it out now. Welcome, Stephen here with your daily dose of Crystal Palace news, views and reviews. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so you can catch the new news every single day. Okay, so I apologise if you can hear the fan going, but it's hotter than, well, no, actually, I'm not going to say what it's hotter than, but you know what I mean. It's very hot here today. So, okay, I got a comment on one of my videos yesterday from Empowered Performance Training, and he posed a very interesting question, which I thought I would put to you guys, because there is some speculation that Wilfried Zaha, there's been speculation that Chelsea want him for a little while now, a couple of weeks or so. I did a video about it a little while ago. However, there is now speculation that Zaha is interested in going to Chelsea. Now, I can understand why. He'll get European football. He'll want to go to a bigger club, you know, a top 6 club. So, and this might be his last chance of doing so. I mean, he's 29. He's got maybe a year or so left on his contract. So, you know, if Crystal Palace are going to stick to their policy of only giving 30s and over 1 year's extension, then he may decide that this is actually his best time for him to move on. Who knows? Anyway, so Empowered Performance Training said this. Just read a report that Chelsea want Zaha, and apparently he is interested in the move. If this were to be discussed, maybe we could ask for Gallagher in an exchange deal. It looks inevitable that Zaha will leave either this year or most certainly next. So why not do the deal and try for a player we know fits our system and loves the club? What are your thoughts? And I think this is a really good question, which is why I asked if I could mention this on the video. And we all know that Conor Gallagher has said he wants to stay at Chelsea, he wants to fight for his place. And I understand that. Of course he is. It's his childhood club. He loves Chelsea. But given the situation of the game the other day, when he came on the 98th minute, I mean, in any other scenario, he wouldn't have come on the pitch. You know, the game wouldn't have reached 98 minutes. To be fair, you know, I don't think he even broke a sweat. He was on for maybe a minute or two. Yes, that was his league debut with Chelsea, but he must have felt a little bit gutted that he wasn't able to come on in front of the fans that he loves, and for the club that he loves, and at least have a chance of showing what he can do. Very little opportunity to do that in that game, and so I would have thought he would be a little bit gutted that his first walk on the pitch at Chelsea would be for only 2 minutes at the end of a game that was already dead. But, you know, obviously he has said that he's determined to do it, but he's also said that he loves Crystal Palace and he loves the fans. And I think if he was going to go anywhere, he would come to Crystal Palace. Now, I know I'm biased. I accept that. But the fact that he loves the fans, the fact that he got on so well with the club for that year, I think if he was going to go anywhere, he would come to Crystal Palace. And that poses a very good question that Empowered Performance Training put. If Chelsea came in and said, okay, we'll have Zaha, how much do you want for him? Perhaps Crystal Palace would have an opportunity in saying, okay, you can have Zaha, but we want cash plus Gallagher in return. And that would solve a number of issues. It would mean that we would get a replacement, not a direct replacement for Zaha, but we would get someone in who we know can play for the club, who we know can play to Patrick Vieira's strengths, and we know that Patrick Vieira likes working with. So it's a win-win for us. Yes, we're losing Zaha, who is arguably the best player that we've ever had on the pitch at Crystal Palace, but I think that it's inevitable he's going to want to try a bigger stage before he ends his career. I mean, he's a fit player. He's got at least another 2 or 3 seasons at least in the Premier League in him. Chelsea know they're getting a very good deal if they sign him because he's an incredible talent. But it would also solve perhaps another situation, and that is if Chelsea came to us and said, okay, how much do you want for Zaha? We may put too big a price on his head. I mean, it's not going to be 80 million like we did the other year, but they may want to put a big price on his head because, you know, he's one of our talented individuals. And would it be too much for Chelsea to think about? Would they be thinking, someone of his age, no, we're not going to pay that kind of money for him. And then the deal would be gone. Similarly, if we did come in for Conor Gallagher and say, okay, we want to buy him, I would argue that Chelsea would probably put too big a price on his head for us to pay. And then negotiations would obviously continue, but I don't think that we would pay the kind of money that Chelsea would want. But if we did a swap deal, then they would get the player they want, we would get the player we want, and we'd both get them for a cut price. it seems like a deal that I think could be done. However, of course, this is all speculation because Gallagher has not said he wants to come to Crystal Palace. But Zaha said he is, if you believe the reports, interested in going to Chelsea. So if this is the last opportunity for him to make a splash on the bigger stage, maybe we can cut a deal. Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to leave this over to you as I always do. Leave this in your hands and allow you to comment down below what you think. I love the comments, by the way. I really enjoyed reading the comments and replying to them. I reply to as many as I can. Sometimes YouTube doesn't notify me when a new comment is posted, so if I've missed any, I apologise. I do try and reply to all of them if I can. But it's over to you now, guys. What do you think? Do you think if a deal is possible, we should go for a swap with Gallagher? Let me know in the thoughts.